This is my Freewing Pandora. It's a really old RC airplane. I think this one has been around for like at least 10 years. But it is a great flying RC airplane. And the thing is, when you purchase this one, you have 4 options how to assemble it. So right now it's a tail dragger, high wing, like a trainer style RC airplane. But there are parts included, so you can assemble this one as a low wing RC airplane, and you can also swap the landing gears between tail dragger and tricycle gear. So it's just a fantastic offering just to have like 4 RC airplanes in one. So let's go outside then and get this high wing tail dragger up in the air. This flight then is on a 4S 2200 milliamp battery, and I have replaced the speed controller so it can take 4S. I think that given the size of this RC airplane at 1.4 meter, you should do 4S. And this is a really good flying RC airplane. You can do most things. It's usually really rock steady when I fly this one. So I would say this RC airplane then is like in the same class as the E-flite MAWL M7, the Turbo Timber Revolution, and planes in that size. Now I think that the MAWL M7 is really the best of these 3 RC airplanes. I think the Turbo Timber is really versatile and has been proven really durable. But this one, unique thing then is that you can configure it like a tail dragger, tricycle gear, high wing, low wing. So if you're tired of flying one type, you can just reconfigure it. So let's get this one down then. And the gears are really stiff on this RC airplane, so that's something to be aware of. So it's easy to do like that, just plop, land it, because there is more or less no give to the landing gears, so softer wheels would have been a really good thing, or flex to the landing gears then. I also have the avian set up with braking, so if you want to have this one stop really fast, you can use braking. Given the size, I think this one is pretty light on its feet. It's agile and responds really well when you fly it. So it's a worrying-free flight every time I fly this RC airplane. I have put some stripes underneath the wing then, near the edge, just to improve visibility, because I think that all RC airplanes are too much white space on them. If you have like a gray sky, you can lose orientation, or can be just a little bit difficult to tell where you're headed. So on this one then I just opted to do stripes. This one is also available in a blue version. I think red is a better choice. So more or less whatever you do with this RC airplane, it just performs really well. I think that the tricycle gear configuration is a little bit lacking, because there are plastic pieces for the nose gear that I could potentially see breaking quite easily if you have bad landings. So if you have a smooth surface to land off, no problem, but if you have rougher grass, I would pick the tail dragger wheels, and I think that modification I would like to do is just to put some sort of really soft wheels on this one to have softer landings, because they are, I mean, I did this quite smooth, I think, but it surely did bounce regardless. So let's get this one down one more time then. You have flaps which do slow down the RC plane really well. So a trick used then when you have like stiffer landing gears is to try to put one wheel down first. That will just dampen the touchdown, because then it drops on one wheel first and then dips to the other side, which gives usually a smoother landing. It might not be the prettiest one, but it's a good trick just to make it smoother. So usually I set the timer for 5 minutes on this Pandora. When you purchase this RC plane, you do not get flap servos, so everything else is included. So I put in 2 Emax servos, 9-gram servos, to have flaps on this model.
Takeoff flaps, landing flaps.
No ballooning when you engage flaps, then it really slows down.
Time remaining 1 minute.
So a big improvement would then been some sort of spring mechanism for the landing gear, but that's more or less it. Really easy to assemble this RC plane, I think. I think this is a fantastic flying RC plane. I don't think that it's the best one. I think that you certainly have more power and more fun with something like the Turbo Timber Evolution, for instance. I think there are like smaller RC planes that can offer like more transportability when you just move the RC plane, because this was 1.4 is quite large. And certainly you can have more agile RC planes, like for instance the Arrow's Bigfoot, which is really an agile RC plane. Or like the Night Timber X10 from E-flite also. But this one, it's like, you know, a really sweet spot when it comes to how it flies. And I've equipped mine and also with the flaps. So you do have to purchase 2 servos just to mount flaps on this one, but everything else like linkage is included. And then you have a even greater slow flying RC plane. I really dig this one because it does have a 3-bladed prop, which in my experience then do have a really nice sound to them. It's a little bit odd design, I know, and the landing gears could have been a little bit softer, a little bit more give on the landing gear legs then. But overall, I think this is really a winner, just because you can have like 4 RC planes in one, which is also unique. So just some more thoughts then about my Freewing Pandora.